We're in Forestville, New York at the Gage farm.
Alan Gage is one of our non-native employees, and his family helps us out quite a bit, especially letting us use this.
It's 3 or 4 generations of my grandparents living here. It's a working dairy farm, and we also have this beautiful sugar bush down here with quite a few sugar maples. Grandpa used to tap these trees, then it got passed on to my cousin Ronnie, and then he kind of hung it up. So now my dad talked to Mike. We were talking about collecting buckets and stuff down on the reservation, and then I was like, well, we got this at my house and no one's really using it, so might as well. So I talked to my dad, and he said, yeah, he's just happy to see it back in use again. There's no sense letting this all go to waste. Might as well get some type of benefit for it. And I told Mike, and he was all for it. So we're here today tapping into these trees.
So these ones tie into the main wet line there, and then from here we tap into the tree, and then we'll put that into this line here.
So they used to collect all these with buckets, but now this line system's a lot more efficient, and you can gather a lot easier.
And you get all this. We can harvest all this sap from all these trees.
The sugar bush itself, I would say about 20-25 acres. Right now we're probably using about 14 acres.
So you got your main wet line, that's going all the way up the top of the creek there. It's a little higher up some spots. It's over my head.
It's got the perfect amount of drop. If you get that much drop, you get more vacuum out of it. The trees will give up more. What he's doing is putting one of these things in there. He's putting that in the wet line. And this line here, we call it a main line. The main line gets attached to the wet line with this thing. And that's what Alan's doing there.
This is kind of like your main lifeline going through the heart of the woods, and you're just sending out all these little arteries, catching all these little trees.
Yeah, I mean, everything will just start flowing all the way down.
Where we can just easily collect it.
Yeah, so after we get our collection, we take it over to the Sully for processing.
Yeah, around 7 get the steams.
We're cooking it down to get some syrup out of it. The reason why it's so, novelty, because the trees don't produce as much syrup or much sap as the maples do. And it takes a lot of time and effort and work into this, I believe now, I hold it more true to my heart now after seeing the work that goes into it.
This is the float which regulates how much is coming in at a given time. So there's always a steady stream of the fresh sap coming in, and it goes back into this preheater pan, which has these big long flues that dip right down into the evaporator to increase surface area, so more water will evaporate faster. And then so the sap travels through all these different chambers up into around that pipe right there into the finishing pan. That's what this is right here. This is the closer to the syrup than this is. So they travel through, and then right in this corner is the hottest part of the whole thing, which this is where your actual maple syrup is going to come from. So as the sap gets hotter, it travels through because it condenses more into sugar. So it moves throughout these chambers, and we go until it's about 11 to 12 degrees above boiling point of water.
So are these all connected?
Yes. It's kind of hard to see in there, but if you look, there's little openings. I think there's one right there, one right there.
Like, not done, almost done, but done.
Basically, yep.
Mousetrap. Just different levels of it.
Yep.
With the fire, we got to keep it
Real
constantly feeding, but we got to keep them between like 2 to 4 inches, like hardwood, just to keep it nice and hot.
And this year we decided to set a line system up, gathering up maple sap, and we've been processing that into syrup the last couple weeks here. It's just a real great feeling to be able to do this for work and bring back to everyone else to enjoy and show everyone else the experience that maple can bring to people.
Why is maple important to you?
Because it's yummy.
Because it's yummy?
Yeah.